Hi, I'm Josanne Wright Calendar, the author of the Happy Little Garbage Truck picture book and educational program. It teaches literacy and social skills, in particular self esteem, through the educational materials that go along with the book. And the book's available on Amazon. Well, yesterday we were talking a lot about how positive thinking is really important. However, having stress can actually be a beneficial aspect of life because when we do have stress or experience stress, it puts just the right amount of intermittent stress puts us in an optimal performance area, and we're able to it actually increases our memory and our brain cells. Well, in particular, the reason why I thought I'd continue that conversation is because we need to be positive for our children. We need to model the positivity. However, we know in life stressors will arise. And sometimes we can get derailed because, we said, oh, this is like something I didn't expect or whatever. And the reason why I found this article really intriguing, and it's an article by, um, let's see, I have his name, Travis Bradbury. It's a Forbes article. The reason why that article caught my eye is because, so many times when we get derailed by stress, we feel like, oh, what's the use? But it's all good. And so continue to follow through on trying to have a positive mindset by practicing some of the principles that we talked about earlier, but also allow stress to enter into the picture because it actually is a good thing. I read this one account, mathematician was teaching students about accepting their mistakes, and they were all stressed out because they had gotten wrong answer on their paper. So the person told them to crumple it all up, and so they balled up with their name on the paper, balled it up, and they threw it at the wall, whatever, to get rid of their aggression. And then the person asked them to take that paper and straighten it out, and they saw multitude of wrinkles. And then they were asked to trace the wrinkles with their pencils. And then these students traced all the little wrinkles, and it was like a mass of wrinkles, of course, network of wrinkles. And the person teaching the class said, well, this is how many more wrinkles are in your brain because you could not find the correct answer. So mistakes are good. And so, I thought that was such a wonderful example because this is what I believe these researchers found about stress. It puts us in a different level of alertness instead of boredom or meltdown. It's right in that middle range where we can actually make good use of those qualities that we're exercising during that time. So, but I said today I'd talk about strategies that we can use to regulate that stress so it's not straight on up and into meltdown. And the number one thing that Travis said that he found in these research articles was, well, the first thing he mentioned at least was gratitude. And we've been talking about that, when we were talking about making positive affirmations. And they found that in this UC Davis study found that gratitude reduced cortisol about 23% in the people they were testing when they expressed gratitude. And so it seems like it reduced the cortisol, which is that stress, flight, or fight hormone, which was flowing through the body. And we talked about that when we were saying how negative emotions can find receptors in our cells last week. And I drew this really crude picture of our cells, and it has thousands of receptors on it. But when we have gratitude or positive thoughts, those cells connect to our receptors. And the wonderful thing about it is after these receptors are receive the neuropeptides of those great hormones and connect, that cell splits and has more receptors for positive hormones and peptides and neuropeptides, so that we actually end up with more of those receptors in other cells. So it's like a practice that has a chemical and a physical reaction. So that's why we really have to practice gratitude, attitude of gratitude all through the day. And on Monday, we did a little Fun Day Monday activity where we created some affirmation cards. And there's a website, which I'll include in this link too, of 33 affirmations that children can say every morning. And I thought it was so cute, and it's like a chant. But I took a couple of those, and I am a good person. And you're actually affirming who you are and what you are. And then those that have to do with gratitude is I am happy that I am a good worker. And this one, I had a couple of them. So, you happy and grateful are the words that you want to use in your affirmations. And that can remind you during the day that you are able to manage this cortisol, because it's just a thought or an attitude. So why not have a positive attitude so that you can control the amount of stress that's in your environment, and sort of dial down the stress in your life. So tomorrow we'll take up some more of these challenging um, stress challengers, I'll say it, things that we can do to reduce the stress in our lives. And I will include the Bradbury article, the Forbes article, in this description box as well. So hopefully we'll talk tomorrow, and we'll look at some of the other ideas that were expressed there. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.